All right, so y'all, tonight, two things. First, I got a new phone, y'all. I'm so excited. We heading home. But before we head home, I stopped by someplace. Y'all know where I stopped? Where is it? Raising Cane's, bitch. So let us have a mukbang. Let us have us a mukbang as we walk on ride home. So y'all want to see what I got? So I got a lemonade. It's so good. Damn, that lemonade is smack. All right, we got a green light. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to y'all. Dad, bro, yeah, let me tell y'all something. With my new phone, because of course it's an iPhone, my new phone, y'all, tell me why the flashlight on the new phone is superb. It's superb. It's like I have an actual ring light. And now, mind y'all, this isn't the iPhone 16. I just got the 15. Because the 16 actually, I wanted pink. And the 16 pink actually kind of look a little purple to me. And so, and not to mention, to get this one, of course, I got payments. Everybody got payments. But, it was just like $40 to get this one. So, I did what I did, and I did it. Yes, sir. Okay, while I'm talking to y'all, I gotta also be paying attention to my GPS. Okay. So, oh my God, am I going the wrong? I'm going the wrong flipping way, y'all. Oh my gosh. Y'all we gotta disregard this shit. Lord have mercy. I'm going the wrong flippity, skibbity way. Okay. Now we're going the right way. Ooh! So close. I was so close. They're going the wrong way. But anyways, so let's get into this food, right? So I haven't eaten all day. So this is going to be my first meal of the day. I'm super excited. So let me show y'all what we got. Raising Cane's. Oh, it's so good. All right, so that's what we looking like as far as the food. Oh my God, I'm ready to fuck this food up. Like, of course, you know you can't eat it without the. Oh, well. So, oh my God. What's tonight's topic? Tonight's topic, this shit's so good. Tonight's topic, I could just talk about my phone because it's clear. I just listened to a part of the video play back at me. You gonna tell me why? On my live today, I was at Dunkin' Donuts, right? Somebody was like, you need to call Jenny Craig. Hell, I bet they really said I need to call Jenny tonight. Cause baby. But y'all, tell me y'all opinion, right? So I'm gonna talk to y'all about a relationship, and I'm gonna tell y'all where it went wrong for me in my eyes. So, in this relationship, this dude was sexy as hell. When I lie to you. Little Italian and black thing. Well, me a good mix. But it is when he and I first started out, he was so sweet. Like, so sweet. So attentive. So in love. Just some of these fries for you. So in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't make this up. When we met him first. Yeah, nabbit. I was just thinking, I should have got a SIM card from AT&T when I went to go pick up my phone. Dag nabbit. Oh, I do it tomorrow. But so let's start in the beginning. Met this dude. I met him on the Facebook dating app. Like I said, very, very sweet person. Very sweet man. You know what I'm saying? Which is a surprise because, like, I'm a nervous Nelly. Like, you really, I tell somebody, get something to drink. I tell somebody, yeah, let's meet. And I'll never, would not ever. But I'm so busy in today's world. It's hard to actually go out and meet people. Too busy. And that's convenient. Y'all know. Don't act like you don't. But anyway, he was such a sweet person. Like, I am. Like, I mean, switches in the dude who I let my coworker set me up with. That motherfucker weird. Weird. We didn't even make it through the date. We didn't even make it to the ordering side of things. Well, like, this one dude, my boss told me, oh, he wanna get some drinks with you. And I was like, no, but if he was like this, you're a good dude. All he do is work. Work. I was like, that's probably because he got a shitty attitude. But, whatever. So, back to my ex. Right? So, this man and I, when we first started talking, he was so sweet. So sweet. I can't make this up. Like, excuse me. So much so, like, we would talk about any and everything. We would sit on the phone and, like, go to sleep on. We used to think we was kids or something. Wait, we sat on that damn phone. My damn 14-year-old would be like, don't y'all gotta work in the morning? Huh? And I'd be laughing like, girl, you right. Go to sleep on the phone with his behind. And not just on the phone, but like FaceTime. And he told me he loved me first. Not as a competition, but he told me he loved me first. I believe him, because like we were so invested in each other. Just like from the mental aspects alone, you know what I'm saying? Trying to see something. Okay. But so, like I said, really dope person. Open, and for me, you gotta be open. Like, I don't want nobody who got some shady shit, don't want to tell me nothing. Like, come on, just tell me. Just tell me. Tell me the worst about you so I can decide if I can deal with it. And I feel like that's how it goes. Tell me the worst, I'll tell you if I can deal with it. Right? Don't tell me the best about you, because everybody want to make themselves look like they this angel, or like they never hurt nobody before. Don't do that. It's called being fake. Nobody want to be fake. So, anyway, we told each other everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? That lemonade bus. Excuse me. But so, I don't know, our relationship kind of got fast tracked. And the reason our relationship got fast tracked, and because normally I don't let nobody, but our relationship got fast tracked. Now, it's not like we intentionally fast tracked our relationship. What happened was, those of y'all who long time riders, y'all know I used to drive an Acura. And something happened with my Acura on my way to go see him. And I was like, I told him, I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And he was like, you know what, we're gonna find your car, right? Because like I said, something happened. Because I used to travel a lot for work. I would be in Jacksonville, Boston, Texas, boom, 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 going. And so what wound up happening is I had took my car. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. We're talking about him. So with him, he was so sweet. He was like, you know what? We're gonna figure your car out. Don't you worry about it. If I gotta buy you a whole new car, I'm gonna buy you a whole new damn car. And that's what we're gonna do. And I was like, I appreciate that. Like, I already knew I could buy me a car, right? But it was just timing. I'm a very thought process kind of girl. You know what I'm saying? I think things through. I'm not an impulsive person. So I told him, I was like, you know what? Because he had gotten a rush to get me a car. Because at one point I was taking the train to go see him. He was driving me back and forth between Orlando and Tampa. And he would get an attitude if the train was late. And I'd be like, listen, baby, I am not the conductor. Baby, you can't get upset with me. If I tell you the train run late, Papa, you gotta accept that. Because it ain't nothing I can do. I told him ain't nothing I could do about that. Gotta just ride through it. Got to see it through. And so that was one of the things that would irk him. Another thing would irk him is I just really wasn't pressed. And he was like, that is frustrating. How are you not pressed about a car? How you don't want to get a car? And like, he would spaz on me sometimes. And I'd be like, listen, baby. When I get a car, I get a car. I was like, I'm not saying I don't need one. I'm not saying that because, I mean, I live in Orlando. Obviously, you need a car to live in Orlando. To get around in Orlando is serious business. Baby. So, what happened is I just so happened to be on the phone with my sister because she decided to get my kids and go to my mom's, and so it's not that I'm reprimanding, I'm just definitely letting her know, all right, cool, I feel what you're saying, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? And the whole time she wanted to try to get me out there. But so needless to say, I did make it a point to tell him, listen, baby. What's pressing for you might not be pressing for me, and I know it might seem pressing. And I know I live in Orlando, so quite naturally, you need a car. Because to get around, baby, you need some wheels. Four rounds on the ground. You feel me? Whatever. But, so, with that being said, he would still, like, be ridiculous sometimes. And I get it. You don't want your girl doing no, in and out of people's car, because I used to Uber and stuff like that. And like one Uber, when I was on the phone with him, was like, damn, you smell good, oh my god, and look at you. And like, mind y'all see how I dress, and I dress very professional. And one dude, he was having a whole complex behind me when I got in his car. And my mans was on the phone once again, and he just did not like that. And I never forget one time I told him, I was like, let me call you back. And he was like, the fuck you are gonna get off the phone with me? And I was like, you're right. I just know sometimes you get annoyed. And he was like, okay, baby, I'm just saying. And then I remember one time I was walking to lunch. And mind you, the restaurant that I went to was like right across the street from my job. And sometimes I would walk just because I just wanted to walk, simply because. And he was like, and when I was on the way back to the office that day, I told him, I was like, baby, let me call you back. And he was like, okay. And so I tried to call him when I got off work that day. Y'all, this is the dramatics he would take me through. But I tried to call him when I got off work that day, and he wouldn't pick up the phone. Then I tried to call him again that day, and he wouldn't pick up the phone. So what winds up happening is, I'm high-tide annoyed at this point, right? I am high-tide annoyed. And he finally picks up the phone in the morning, and he tries to go off on me, and he's like, Sean, you know what, I don't appreciate how you got off the phone, and how you were trying to do some moving weird. And I was like, I'm moving weird? I was like, dude, you always fuss at me whenever I have to walk somewhere. Like, he would literally like G shit fuss at me. And so I was like, you know what? It doesn't say no turn on red. I was like, you know what? But so needless to say, when I finally got in touch with this man, y'all, this man popped off on me. And I was like, listen, stop it. I was like, for real, stop it. I was like, because I legit was on the phone with you the whole time I was at that restaurant. I was like, and so his argument was, what if I left the restaurant with somebody? Because he was saying it was somebody, a dude in the background who was being mad loud. The men were not even paying me no attention. No attention. So why are you sitting here frustrated about a nigga that don't even see me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wasn't even on these dudes' radar. I don't think, because they didn't say nothing to me. If they looked my way, I didn't see them. And mind you, I'm on FaceTime with my mans. So, whether I was or wasn't, I would have still been oblivious. But so I told him, I was like, I'm not stunning these dudes. You don't have a reason to be jealous of nobody. Like, you got all my attention. I was like, pass these damn kids. You're the only somebody who I'm trying to fool with. So, what are you doing? Right. What are you doing? So, I gave him as much reassurance as I could to try to smooth the problem. Apologized. I told him I see it from his perspective, and I do apologize. This man was still popping off, and I said, you know what? I said, you're right. I said, you're right. I said, let's just be done with this. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here, go back and forth with you. I said, I see it like this. When a man think to do something, it's because he already thought about it. So I'm not gonna sit here and play with you. I was like, I'm not gonna beg you, none of that shit. I said, I apologize. I acknowledge your feelings. I acknowledge what it was that I did and how I could have prevented this situation. I was like, and I keep on apologizing. I said, I'm not doing it no more. You want me to be done? You want me to leave you? Fine. Let's do it. I was like, but I want you to understand. Ain't no spinning no block. This is done. And he was like, okay, so it's done. Okay, so it's done. Y'all, I got off the phone with this man. I was sick. I was so hurt. I never forget, I started taking videos of myself. It was bad. But, you know, all you could do when it's over with somebody, because they just, you know, constantly say that, you can't make somebody stay. They have to want to. And so what winds up happening, like probably 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes go by. This man calls me. I ignore his phone call. He calls me again. I pick up his phone call. And I'm like, what do you want? Didn't you tell me you can't do this? And he was like, okay, he was like, I apologize, because I could have overreacted. He was like, and so in me overreacting, you know what I'm saying, we might have jumped the gun, and I didn't want to make you feel no type of way, because I could see him making you feel some type of way. And I'm like, yes you are. unnecessarily. And he was like, I apologize. He was like, you know, you're a good woman, and I know I don't have nothing to worry about with you. He was like, and it wasn't you, it was the niggas. He was like, it was the niggas. I said, listen, ain't nobody worried about them niggas. I said, I'm into you. I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at them. I'm not worried about them. And he was like, you're right. He was like, you're right. He's like, and that's why, you know, I'm not finna let you go because of my dumb ass. He was like, you know, everybody had one of those moments. He was like, this is one of those moments. He was like, I really apologize. He was like, you know what I'm saying? I said, respect. I do know what you're saying. Y'all, I am stuffed. No, I didn't finish all the food. Yes, that is okay, because I'm just stuffed. Anyway, so he had an epiphany. He made some apologies. And I'm not one to make people grovel. So I was like, I see you this weekend. And he was like, so you still gonna come? I was like, yeah, I'll see you this weekend. He was like, okay. He was like, are you still gonna bring the babies? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna bring them. And so from that, me saying that, he thought I was upset with him. And I told him, I said, no. I said, I think we just need us sometime, just me and you. And he was like, really? I said, yes. So, excuse me. Went out there that weekend, had a really good weekend. Not gonna front. Y'all, call us old, but we slept like he made me food. He made food the whole weekend. And when he wasn't cooking, he was ordering food. And like, I was just getting served. And it's so funny because a lot of people will be like, oh, y'all was shacked up that whole weekend. We was shacked, sure, but we were laid up in the bed. We didn't even get no, you know what I'm saying? Like, in truth, what's funny, we didn't get physical until Sunday before I was leaving. So that's what's funny. We honestly didn't get physical till Sunday when I was leaving. And then, you know, and it's sad to say, but men, y'all are such physical creatures. Like, put on a little piece of lace, y'all gone. A little piece of lace, y'all gone. Y'all are good for nothing. Little piece of lace, that's it. Oh, you know, lace and skin. You can't have like a lacy blouse where you can't see nothing, but like a little piece of lace and some skin, baby, he was set. He was good. And mind you, I had this little set just chilling, but I had this set just chilling in the back of the closet, his closet. And so when I had decided to put that thing on, he was just like, and I was like, you okay? But needless to say, 9 times out of 10, I don't want to say that because that sounds bad. I know I did my best to understand him, right? I did my best to compromise more times than not. I can't speak on him because I wasn't in his head. I can only speak on me. And I will say he was a good man. It's just we all have our flaws and shortcomings. It's nothing to mourn about. It's just a fact. It stinks and it sucks, but that's life, you know, such is life. And with that being said, like with he and I, so the relationship, we broke up at a point. Like, and it was like a for real breakup. Like, I went to his place and packed all my stuff and was like, I'm not gonna play with you, because I had tried to reach out to him. This is the frustrating factor. This is the frustrating factor. One, he was accessible. He allowed himself to be accessible to other women. Whether it was just a mental accessibility or a physical one, it just wasn't for me. Because I'm selfish. I want you out of myself, I swear. Because I'm selfish, yeah. And that wasn't the case, because I had found out that he was supposed to go see a girl. He says it was a friend of his, an old friend. And you know what? I always give some leeway, because it could be true. I don't know the circumstance, but I try to respect it and just like give him a little space for that to be the case, right? That's all we can do. But with that being said, it didn't account for all the other women that he was calling my nickname to, that he was chatting with, taking pictures from. And to me, that's mad disrespectful, because how would you feel if I'm calling somebody else? Because like, his nickname was Papa, so I used to call him Papa. How would you feel if I called somebody else that nickname? How you gonna? It's just a question. How would you feel if I gave somebody else that nickname while we're still together? It's not gonna be fair, and it's not gonna be fun, and you're not gonna like it, and you're gonna be upset with me. So needless to say, my feelings were hurt because of him. Now, I did my best to forgive him, and in fact I did. But the thing about a woman like me, because I don't cheat, I don't do all of the little sneaky things, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact of the matter is, this is how I personally am. Like, if we are just starting to talk, I might be talking to more than one person. That's talking. But when it gets to a point where I'm serious about you, no, not even a point. In my mind, I have like checkpoints, and I have like a list, right? So if we're talking and I can't see myself being serious with you, I'm gonna go ahead and set us free. I'm gonna be like, listen, this isn't gonna work. And you know, I'm being honest. Now, if I'm openly dating him, I'll let people know, listen, I'm dating more than one person. I don't sleep with more than one person, but I can go out and eat. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. And I tell you, oh yeah, I'm eating. But with that being said, I don't feel like that's fair when somebody says they're with you and yet they're out there giving other people access to you. And for me, once I feel that, once I see that, once I know that, I try my best to like kick it, because if I want to be with you, I gotta kick it. If I don't want to be with you and I'm okay with the relationship being over, I could be like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hold that, keep it, take it to the bank, deposit it, be done. But as long as I say I'm still gonna try to work on being in this relationship. I work on getting rid of my stinking thinking when it comes to us. Absolutely. So when it came to him, definitely did my best to get rid of it, for sure. After that, I had my intuition kick in, and my intuition said that he was talking to other people still. And he did a thing, and women are smart, bro. Not all, but most. Most are very smart. But with that being said, he gave me the PIN to his debit card. Yeah, I'm a good woman. I'm not gonna steal from you and do no bullshit. So he gave me the PIN to his debit card, and he would always let me run it But he and I both had Apple Watches, right? And obviously my watch was connected to my phone, his watch was connected to his phone. Y'all see where this is going. And he honestly wouldn't always wear his watch, so he would leave the watch, and I would have a habit of, like, I always had this habit. When I would come to his house, I would put all his devices on charge, even the clippers, because he had a habit of not charging anything. So I would put everything on charge. I would clean up. Like, I had a way of how I had to have his house to be there. And so I would clean up. I would put everything in the spots that I'm normally conscious of it being there. Just basically making it back my house. That's it. And so if it's dishes in the sink, I wash those dishes. If it's the sofa needing a sweep or something or whatever, if it's laundry that needed to be done, I did the laundry. Laundry that needed to be folded, did the laundry to every capacity. That was just my social norm between he and I. And so with that being said, me and this man, I thought we had forged a serious relationship, but he was in fact talking to other people, and it showed on his phone. And so I had just, I tried to get past it, because I did. That's not the reason why we broke up. The reason we had initially broke up was because I had my suspicions, and then I had found out, and I tried to have a conversation with him. But then what happens is, one day I'm trying to talk, I'm calling him, and I call him like around the time that I normally call him, because he usually be on the phone with me. Couldn't get through to him, and mind you, I hadn't spoken to him in like 24 hours, and the last time I had spoke to him, he was extremely frustrated with his boss, and so I was worried. And he drove trucks. I mean, people, because I can't just say women, but we worry about our people, we worry about our person. And if I left you in a really if I leave you in a headspace where you're disturbed, it's gonna make me want to check in on you. And I had constantly was like, let me check in on him, right? So, and then me constantly trying to check in on him, I had called him 2 or 3 times. Now, mind y'all, I'm also not a pest. Like, if I can't get through to you, obviously you don't want to talk to me. So, respect. And he obviously didn't want to talk to me after 2 to 3 calls. And I was like, it's okay. And I just sent him a text message and I said, good night. Then the next day, I tried to call him, and I didn't hear from him until about noon the next day. Yeah, noon. After I sent him a text message, and in the text message it says, okay, I get it, I won't bother you anymore. Because that's how I felt, and it was kind of hard. And then he was like, you know what, I can't do this with you anymore, and then popped off on me. And I was like, say less. I was like, you ain't gotta worry about it. And he decided he was gonna be upset and try to play victim. And I was like, I literally haven't heard from you in over 24 hours. I don't want to hear what your mama is saying. I'm trying to hear what is your reason for not getting in touch with me in 24 hours. And like, I have this mindset where those who want to will. Because if I want to reach out to you, I'm going to reach out to you. If I want to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you. Like, I'm not about to sit here and have all of this damn time in the world and tell you, oh, well, I was exhausted, I couldn't talk to you. Oh, I was at work, I couldn't talk to you. Oh, I fell asleep, I couldn't talk to you. problem. So let's just keep that energy and just X me. So what wound up happening is the next day I drove out to his place and I cleared my shit out of his house. I mean, I cleared my shit out. And he tried to call me while I was sitting in his living room. I ignored his phone calls because why do you want to talk to me now that I'm telling you I'm done? So, and so I'm not gonna lie, like I think I still sometimes feel hurt about it because I mean it's only been a year, but I literally was like, I just ain't dealing with it, and so I left. And he texted me and he was like, oh, you left the wrong key, in which I did. He was like, oh, I'm so sick of your bullshit. I'm just done, and I just want you out of my life. And I was like, respect, I'm already out of your life. And like, even though I left it alone, he kept on like hitting me up, and I was just like, listen, I was like, you said you want to be done, cool. I already told you I want to be done, so leave it at that. And then he kept on talking. Y'all gotta realize I'm one of those women, I'm not finna do all that, man. Because while I'm trying to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. But once you show me that it's no point, man, I withdraw and I shut down. And he knew I was the type of woman to do this. I told him that. Like, while I'm trying to talk to you, please talk to me. Like, if it's not the time to talk to me, come on, communicate that to me. Communication is key to me. Like, if you can't communicate to me, you honestly don't want me, because communication is life. Come on, I'm getting my PhD in clinical psychology. So obviously, communication is life. So, what winds up happening? We had I told him, oh, he kept on messaging me. And so I told him, I said, leave me leave me alone. And he was like, oh really, Sean? And I kept on just texting him. I was like, leave me alone, y'all. And it's so petty, it was so childish. Like, he and I both were being childish. And I can tell you that for a fact. We both were being childish. Because come on, what adult be saying, leave me alone? I mean, I was hurt. Yeah, sure, I was hurt. But I was also hurt because hurt people, remember, guys? And so, with that, I was just like, but you know, I definitely was like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you no more. And so what winds up happening is we had stopped talking, and I am so simpish that after I get over my attitude, I will definitely reach out. Like, I don't have a problem doing that. I don't have a problem apologizing for being overly dramatic. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that, right? But he did. He was very proud man. And he just honestly was like, I'm not finna be the first. But I had no problem. I reached out to him and I had told him, I said, listen, I said, we did allow the stresses of the situation to overtake us and not communicate properly to one another. I was like, and that led us to where we are. I said, and I definitely could have cooled my heels and allowed you space to, you know, go through a mental process and respond to me appropriately. I was like, I do apologize. And he was like, oh, I thank you for apologizing. This is that and the third. But mind y'all, this was the second instance. And I think that's why I was just like, you know how it leads to a point where you're just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. Like the first instance, y'all, the first instance was so petty. What happened was, on the first instance, he had came to Orlando and we had got a hotel room because we were gonna have us a cute little staycation, right? And this is day 2 of us being in Orlando. And this man, I rolled over and I asked him, I was like, I said, can you hold me? And he was like, y'all, people do not talk to me like this. Call me spoiled, whatever. But he was like, nigga, I like to be held too. Men like to be held too. And I was like, I understand. I was like, but I was just really wanting to know if you could hold me. I was like, if you want me to hold you, I have no issue doing that. In fact, I held him more times than not. Not to keep count, but more times than not. So it kind of hurt my feelings because I was like, damn, I really just want to be held. And somehow this is an issue. And so I was hurt. I was perturbed because I was like, damn, you telling me this man who I say I love can't even hold me. And I was like, that's fine, whatever. So what winds up happening is he gets up, he gets a pudding or an applesauce, one or the other. And he comes over to me, like I'm laying down still, and he sits on my side of the bed and he goes, can you open this for me? My wrist still hurts. And I opened it and I was like, you know, it's so funny. I said, I asked you to do something for me, you can't do it. I said, you asked me to do something for you. I said, And I had a stank attitude. I'm not finna front, I had a stank attitude because my fucking feelings were hurt. You know, I'm still doing for you and you can't even think to do for me. And so what winds up happening is, he was like, you know what? I can, I don't gotta stay here and take this. He's like, I can leave. I said, what a man thinks to do, he's already thought. What a man says, threatens to do, he's already thought to do. That's how I put it. I said, what a man threatens to do, he's already thought to do it. I was like, so if that's what you want to do, I'm not holding you. And he was like, yeah. I said, listen. I said, I'm not finna make you do something you don't want to do. I said, you don't want to be here? Leave. And we were supposed to go to my mom's house for Sunday dinner. So to me, I felt like he had already thought, oh, I really just don't want to go to her mom's house, that is that, or whatever. So he gets up and he just started packing stuff in. My kids were playing his game because he brought the game and put it on TV. And he was like, can I get that? And he took the controllers and he unhooked it and everything. And like literally took everything. And I was like, hey, I ain't tripping. Baby, I am not tripping. If this is how you want to be, you're just showing me how you want to be. That's fine. So he packed up all his stuff and he got in the car and he had forgot something. I said, let me help you because I do not want you to forget nothing. So helped him get his shit and go. And you know, that's probably the asshole in me that did that for him, because the fact of the matter is, ladies, hear me when I say this. If a man wants to pack his stuff and go, you let him pack that shit himself. You let him